Good morning from Montpellier.
We drove yesterday from Benissa, Spain, and it took about 8 hours to get here. And we are currently in Montpellier, France, and we're going to go to the Old Town and explore today.
Not exactly 8 hours. First we turned out at our Airbnb, it only had 2 beds, and the pull-out bed was like in human size. This big, in human size.
And did the apartment smell?
Yeah.
It was
so
not.
We had to move.
It was kind of gross.
For 39 minutes to get
we
here.
drove 30 minutes to this golf resort to spend it here. We're at the Novotel La Motte Golf Resort, La Motte Grande Golf Resort. And it's much better. We're much happier. It is the first and only time we've had to leave an Airbnb, so hopefully that will be the last time. And we are about to drive shortly down to the Old Town area to go enjoy some sightseeing. Greggy, what are your first impressions of Montpellier?
I guess it's neat. I don't know. I haven't really seen much of it yet, but it looks cool. It looks old, of course, just like all of France. It feels a little Mediterranean. Well, it is Mediterranean. So there's a small Arc de Triomphe back there that we passed, and we found a parking garage, so all is good so far.
And did you know that Montpellier has over 300 days of sunshine?
Someone had told me that, so it's almost like the San Diego of France. Yeah.
We're excited to go check it out. Off we go. Our first stop is the Montpellier Cathedral. And what are we doing?
We're going wandering for wandering with new skis.
Good job, bud.
I think we just found some buttons.
So we are in the Botanical Gardens, walking around here in Montpellier. We're looking for some flowers, but there's all kinds of plants, trees, shrubs. What do you think so far, girls?
It's cool. There's berries.
Yeah, I saw the berries.
There's pretty plants as well.
Excellent summary, Emma. Way to go.
We are currently in the Promenade de Peyrou, and this was built, construction began in 1689, and by the beginning of the 18th century, the location had become the regular meeting place for the Montpellier bourgeois. The leaves are starting to change. Fall is by far my favorite season. So this is the St. Clement Aqueduct, and it can be found at the end of the Promenade de Peyrou, which is where we are right now. It was constructed during the 18th century. Once upon a time, this impressive structure used to transport water from the spring of Clement over 14 kilometers to feed the fountains on La Promenade de Peyrou. So that's the cathedral we were at first. The Botanical Gardens are here, and we're going to head towards the historic part of the city next. So this statue is a centerpiece of the promenade that we're at right now, and it is an equestrian statue of Louis XIV. The Sun King is portrayed with his arm pointing towards the Pyrenees, the region that became part of his empire after he made peace with Spain. So this is the Arc de Triomphe, and it is 15 meters high, and it's dating from 1691. The reliefs on the Arc de Triomphe refer to the various accomplishments of Louis XIV, such as the construction of the nearby Canal du Midi. And yeah, so we're gonna go walk through it now. This is the Iglesia St Roach, and we just walked here. It is situated in amongst a maze of small streets and cafes, and it was built in the neo-Gothic style during the 19th century. We are in the Place de la Comédie or Comédie, and it is one of the biggest squares, and it is known as the Egg. It is also one of the largest pedestrian areas in Europe. All right, Greg, so what do you think of Montpellier so far?
It's awesome. It's very charming. So there's lots of streets with people and cafes, and they're selling clothes and all kinds of stuff. It's very cool. I would never expect anything like this.
Me neither. It's a maze of streets though, so you can totally get lost and spend hours just wandering around. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can't see any of it when you're driving in because it's all hidden. So it's very surprising. It's a pleasant surprise.
Yes. Do y'all see how busy this place is? There's people everywhere. A little too crowded for my liking, but still a very sweet, cute city. We are going to Pirate's Paradise for dinner. It's a pirate-themed restaurant that has a lot of recommendations online for fun things for kids to do in Montpellier. But this mall is like crazy. It's outdoor walking area, and they have all these different things. There's an aquarium right across from us. Just tons going on around here.
Sure.
So they said that we're lucky because we're sitting up on the ship. Emma, what do you think of our spot?
I love it.
Are you excited?
Yes. And also we're next to the captain.
The captain, that's right. We're on the ship next to the captain. Hey Emmy, what did you think of the show that we saw?
It was really cool.
What about you, Olivia?
It was amazing.
It was amazing. We had a great seat, huh?
Thank you for wandering along with us.